Hi there. So, like I said in my intro video, I am going right into one of the most important things if you have a frozen shoulder or two, um, which is pillows. Pillows become just an obsession. They are kind of make or break in a lot of ways in just support and trying to manage this. So because it's so important, I'm going straight in. I'm doing this completely off the cuff, so it's probably going to be a whole lot of little videos all smudged together. But bear with me. I have my cell phone over here to look up basically where I got a lot of these things to give you that information. But let's jump in. So so as a start, my frozen shoulder started back in September of 2023. Around mid-September, and literally I thought I had slept wrong. I was having another medical issue, and I was like, I'm sleeping like a coma patient. How in the world did I mess up my shoulder? And it is my right shoulder. It got progressively worse. My PCP ordered an MRI, and the MRI is what showed the issue. My PCP actually didn't even know what frozen shoulder was. So when I tell you that information is sparse, it really is. She told me she had to go look it up on the internet. And as a former nurse, I always used to tell my patients, please stop Googling your symptoms. And I will say, I Googled my symptoms. I Googled frozen shoulder. I tried to find anything that I could find to figure out what was going on because I really felt like I was losing my mind. And so if you're there, believe me, you are not alone. And and there really is a light at the end of the tunnel. So mine started last September. It is now the beginning of March, and miraculously, I have about that much basically from my side range of motion. I'm trying to think of normal people words and not medical terminology. So basically, moving your arm out away from your body. Um, that's about how far I can go now. It is quite miraculous considering the fact that 2 months ago I couldn't move this arm an inch from my body. So, so I will say I found what's working really well for me, and I'll go into that probably in a different video because I am sure if you are watching this video, you are chomping at the bit for anything you can get on pillows. So I'm going to go into the first one. And so the first one is actually what I ended up after trial and error finding for sleep. And again, if you have frozen shoulder, you know sleep becomes a thing of the past. It's it's incredibly difficult. The moment that we lay down, really the pain intensifies drastically. So so some way to sleep is it becomes imperative because without this sleep, obviously, for one thing, your body just can't heal as well. But it really affects you emotionally, mentally, physically, all of the things. So this guy I actually had for years. And it's literally it's a pillow insert. So you see it's long and narrow. And I bought it probably 3 or 4 years ago. Actually, I can tell you I bought it on Amazon. And if we know each other for any amount of time, you will find out I have an Amazon problem. So a lot of what I end up buying, I look on Amazon first, and then I try to go on Amazon holidays because it's just too darn easy. But this particular pillow, they're still selling it. It is called the Pillow Flex Synthetic Down. So I'm allergic to feathers. Back when I was looking for this pillow insert for a wide narrow, essentially pillow. I found this guy, it worked well for me because of my allergies, but it's 16 inches by 26 inches. And what I found was with my pillow behind my head, and I sleep on a water pillow. If you don't know what that is, it's basically a pillow that you fill with water, and it you can fill it full, and so it's very firm and supportive, or anywhere in between. I love it. I've used it for decades. Um, and so with my pillow under my neck, essentially I needed something that was going to support this section and really my arm as well. And so it literally, if you imagine me laying down, it's literally just kind of right here. And it's supporting this portion of my body. And actually, if we go into the next pillow, you'll see it's really, really difficult to kind of keep my arm, for me personally, to keep my arm straight when I'm laying down. So I needed some sort of support basically on my hand and my wrist area. And in my desperate search, again, I turned to Amazon. I think I literally just searched frozen shoulder or frozen shoulder pillows or something to that effect. But uh, but I found this goofy guy, and it really has been quite the lifesaver, at least at night. So I have two different positions that I use this guy in. And by the way, my husband and I, Dave is my husband, um, we think it looks kind of like a sloth, so I keep meaning to actually put a little face on this guy because he definitely has been hanging out with me for months now. But anyway, so when I'm laying on my back, this guy is actually, I have him supporting my hand and my wrist to give basically kind of this area from my elbow to the ends of the tips of my fingers, just a little bit of an angle. And that helps me to just not have as much pain. And I like to sleep on my back or on my sides. Obviously, I can't sleep on this side at this point. So I go between my back and sleeping on my left side. And that's where this dude comes in handy again. Um, so I also have a body pillow, sleeping on my body pillow. It's not quite enough lift, enough to really support my shoulder. So on top of my body pillow, this guy comes with me when I roll over onto my left side, and it literally sits right in here. Um, and that on top of my body pillow actually gives me the support that I need to not be in that horrible pain at night. It's just kind of the perfect size. And I'll look up the name of this guy as well, and either post it or come back to it. So I looked up on Amazon what this pillow is called. It is a shoulder surgery pillow. It actually came with like a strap, so you could wear it during the day. For me, at the time that I bought it, it pushed my arm out too much. So like I said, I got to the point where I really couldn't move my arm essentially an inch from my body. So everything was just incredibly painful and uncomfortable. So this really served um, to be a nighttime pillow in bed with me. But I did find a good daytime pillow. So one of the other issues that I had was riding in the car. So not just I couldn't drive, but riding in the car was extremely painful. Any sort of kind of back and forth motion, including my rocking chair, being in the car, accelerating and braking and going over all of the bumps that you don't notice until there's some sort of horrible something going on that forces you to notice. all of those things. I went searching for something that would help me at least to be able to ride in the car back and forth to doctor's appointments, things like that. So what I ended up finding after testing out a few different things um, was very unexpected, but it's this guy. So um, it's just a Walt Disney World. It's like a balloon pillow, um, but it's extremely soft and squishy, and so it worked really well, just kind of right behind again my shoulder, where when I had my seatbelt on, I had at least the backwards support, um, and then it ended up being really versatile. Because if I needed kind of both sides, I would actually just kind of stick my arm through it as I was able to, of course, you know, abduct my arm from my side. But that then I could just kind of hang on to this piece of the pillow, and it provided enough support that I could be comfortable in the car. So he kind of sat actually between the car and the sofa when I would sit on the sofa as well. And still, actually, these all still are fully in use. This provides me with just enough support behind my shoulder that it's comfortable to sit at an angle. Because for me, that backwards angle is really painful. Um, so I needed some sort of support whenever I was at any sort of like an angle sitting back. So those are pretty much the majority of the pillows that I've used. Like I said, I will post all of the links to where you can find these. This guy definitely was the most overpriced, the most expensive. Um, at I think probably I think around 50-ish dollars, but was well worth it for just relieving that pain being in the car. But yeah, I also did pick up, it was like a $5 or $6 IKEA pillow that I used for a little while in the car. Um, but when I found this guy, he worked better, and so I went ahead and made the switch. I do still use the it's a regular IKEA like head pillow. Again, $5 or $6. But it's pretty it's not very fluffy, which also worked for me because I could fold it up or do different things with it just to get that level of support that I needed wherever I was. Um, but Mickey just so happened to take the place of all of the folding and whatnot. So I will post these. I don't get paid for talking about these things or posting their links. I haven't been sent anything for free to try. It's literally just what I found that works for me. So I hope that you find things that work for you. Um, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks for stopping by.